Let's talk about the market response. Paul Dobson, our executive editor for Asian markets, joining us now. A couple of minutes on what's happening in these markets. Paul, in some ways, it looks like a sigh of relief.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much captured it, Guy. You know, we were just hearing from Judy Norman there talking about how it was a calibrated response from Iran designed to, put on a good show, but at the same time not cause too much disruption or escalation, and that seems to be comforting the market somewhat. We've got, crude oil, little change, having gone on a bit of a roller coaster at the end of last week, a little bit of relief being seen in FX and bond markets too, with a proviso that there's still, plenty of nerves out there as well, and a little bit more of a risk premium kind of being factored into things, just in case there's more retaliation, because we're not completely convinced that that's the end of the story at this point. But yeah, I think I would agree with you, some relief there at least.
Paul, in some ways, the risk-off session Friday, particularly in the United States, was driven by the start of the reporting season. JP Morgan in particular was under significant pressure. To what extent has that changed the tone going into the wider reporting season, do you think?
Yeah, I think that was important as well. You're right. And although the risk-off was the primary driver that we saw for that 1.5% decline in the S&P, the biggest drop in a few months. Definitely the bank earnings mattered too, and that's had some feed through into Asia's markets as well, with the banks under pressure as well. It's taken some of the shine and the optimism out of that earnings look, because everybody was so confident that we were going to see the economy driving forwards the earning power of corporate America. That any jolts in that confidence, is something that can cause a little bit of a setback. So as we get more of the reporting season from there, we'll see whether it's going to be possible to meet those still very elevated expectations, or whether we start to see a little bit of softness coming through into the equities picture, regardless of what we see going on in terms of the situation in the Middle East.